Hello? Is anybody here? Hello? Just gonna wait for you guys to come on in here. Sorry about that, guys. For some reason, it wouldn't let me sync up. Huh. Anybody in here? Hello? Hello? Hey! There we go. There's somebody. What's up? Can you guys all hear me just fine? Just gonna wait a few seconds here for everybody to come on in. Say hello when you make yourself into the room. I'll just be 1 second, guys. Sorry for the delay here. Then we'll get right into things. Do-do-do. All right. Okay. Hey. So we got 3 people in the room right now. Sorry, I'm just fumbling around here, trying to get everything organized here, just waiting for a few people to come on into the room here. I know there was a little bit of confusion. For whatever reason, it wouldn't let me go live to the events, and that's a real pain in the nuts. So we got 5 people in the room now. If you just made your way in the room, why don't you comment and say hello. We got things going here. Hello? Y'all in here? I see 5 of you. I know, right? What a mess. All right. Hey, there we go. There we go. Now you guys are starting to come in a bit. are you saying? So again, I apologize for that, guys. I don't know why it would not let me go right into the event. And unfortunately, here we are trying to do it this way. So I'm going to wait just another minute and then I'm just going to go straight into things. All right. Just going to give it one more minute, guys. You guys have any questions while we're here? You guys want to say hello? Okay, guys. I am just going to go straight into it then. I'm going to start to talk about the project here, what it is we're doing, why we're doing it. So let me just, there. So we're going to get right into the website. Now, what I want to start off by doing is talking about why we're doing this. Can you guys all hear me first? Just somebody let me know that you can hear me all right. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so the first thing I want to get into is kind of why and what and the whole concept of how to get paid and the monetization of social media. So I'm going to start off with who I am and where this all started. I've been in business quite a long time, 15 years going through this. I started off personal training. I started a small club. And then I went on from there and I expanded. I've done digital marketing. There's a video of that. And I just kept expanding and learning from there. And it was during the time that I owned a gym that I started to understand how difficult digital marketing was, specifically with social media. You can literally spend thousands of dollars and get nothing in return. If you're not clever, if you're not savvy with what you're doing with digital marketing, everything is a mess. And the biggest problem is that you see all these ads and you don't think about that. You don't think there's a business behind it. You don't think that somebody's paid money. And the matter is they just annoy you. So what I started to do after spending so much of my money on basically Facebook and sponsored ads was I started to put out like giveaways where it was 6 personal training sessions and a gym membership, and they were worth about $500. And the amount of engagements that I would get from giving back to the community and giving to the people who use social media, it was like night and day. My engagement started to blow up, and I started to think to myself, well, holy cow, I mean, there's so much value here with a social media user. Why wouldn't I keep going with this? And I started thinking to myself, well, what if I started a platform? And then, the thinking started to occur from there. I want to let everyone know straight off the bat, I'm not a developer. I'm not a programmer. So with something this complex that I'm building, it's very expensive, to be honest with you. And that's kind of where I'm going to get to it in a second, but this is also why, we're in the ICO for the development of the PaidThru exchange, for blockchain and everything that's come into it. It's very, very expensive. And with me not having the technical background, I really rely on a lot of people. So again, here it gets into, the concept of investing in the customer and the consumer and how much sense that makes. And that's where we are right now, is where I'm trying to get you guys to understand, as just online users who use, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, how much value you have. You have so much value in that, and businesses will pay literally billions of dollars for this, for the engagement, right? So why are they paying a tech company billions upon billions of dollars when then the ads are just annoying you guys? So none of this made sense. So what the PaidThru exchange does, it makes sense of it. It provides value that you all have, and it provides a platform from the business to invest in you. Now, we want to connect, business with the proper consumer, right? It's got to make sense. So it's like a sponsored ad in the sense that a business can, they can find their ideal demographic, they can pay what they want, and then they pay to the consumer. So that's kind of where the vision was of this. Obviously, it's taken on a life of its own. Before that, here we get into the blueprint. My ideas came from my digital marketing background and networking with other businesses, and knowing, all that it took to get a business going online, to sustain a business, the community, the expenses, the fees, all of that was taken into account for the PaidThru exchange. And it took a long, long time to be able to get this, and so that it makes sense. What I think might make sense when you go to develop it or you put it into action, it's stupid. So I can't even begin to tell you how much work it's become. Now, what's important is to get into the blockchain technology and why I'm using it. Now, if we kind of look at crypto the way it is right now, I refer to this. It's like chips for a casino. Now, we can go as a cryptocurrency, we can make these chips, right? But what value are they? You need the casino, you need for things to go on, for things to occur, for exchange to make sense for those chips. And that's where we are. The PaidThru exchange is in sense like a casino, but we're developing the platform with all the uses for the chips. And then we just need an internal monetary unit to use for that. And that's where we came up with the ERC20 token. That made a lot of sense. And how it made sense was you could stake it in the exchange and use it immediately as your digital currency within the exchange. So as far as crypto goes, we needed it for this platform, as kind of the other way around that people are doing right now is they kind of come up with a crypto and then, they're looking for things to do with it. And that can be a problem. I mean, there's a lot of them with a lot of false promises. They've gone tits up. And the reason for that is that there's no real value. So what we're doing is we're giving you value for this. There's, with these businesses and the internet entrepreneurs and all that come to the exchange, they're going to be able to not only pay you for the value you provide to them and helping their engagements, but then they're going to have a storefront with things that you're going to need. And there's where the value comes in. They're investing in you. In return, we're trying to find businesses that work for you and things that you're going to need. So that's the kind of basis of what we're doing for the exchange. Now, I go back into talking about value. Who else, where can you think of value right now in crypto? Now, I want to tell you about the value I've already used with cryptocurrency, and it's right here. It's with the giveaways that I've done with you guys. I've used several different currencies, and I'm showing you what the platform does and how it works. But in it's really difficult for me to do it. It's like this, but it just goes to show you what the PaidThru exchange is going to provide, but in multiple levels. Because now you just look at me, right? You look at my one Twitter account and all the giveaways I've done in the form of crypto. Now I want you to picture 1,000, 10,000 businesses, all who want you, who all are putting these out, right? It's all going to start to add up and add up. And that's essentially how you guys are getting paid. It's not just, random giveaway for nonsense airdrop. You guys need to understand you have legitimate value to these businesses, and what they're paying for is what you're worth. So what's super important for me is for you all to realize how valuable you are, why you're worth getting paid, and why you will here. I mean, I get it with crypto and everything that's going on. It's volatile and people don't really understand it. So we're at the phase where we want to put value. We want to make sense of what we're doing here with the blockchain. And then this really hit home. I've included this. It's a little poll I did, and I just asked, if $50 extra a month would mean a lot to you, and the response was overwhelming. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. There's so many people online who are willing to work, who are willing to help, who really need this money. So, I mean, it all makes sense to me. Influencing a network, and this just goes into the people who have influenced me and helped shape the PaidThru exchange, because it was all kind of developed on a bunch of different things. And that's that. And that leads into 10Fed, which I'll be doing a giveaway with them. Now, to get into that as well, the giveaways that I'm going to be doing, these are companies that are going to be in the exchange. And again, without the exchange, it's hard to do this, but at the same time, we want to give you an example, of what we're doing. That's right, the value of the community, and show these businesses, you guys have a lot of value, and we're going to start. So 10Fed's got some stuff that they're going to give away. I think you saw fast masks. Included in that, we're working with an entrepreneur who's got a really cool Dogebot group. There's other cryptocurrencies who we're talking to. And again, some of these cryptos now, they understand that this whole phase of nonsense, garbage, false promises is over. And with the blockchain, they got to come through. And I'm talking with some of these guys who are doing incredible things. And what we're talking about is, them developing coins for a specific purpose for companies that need it. And then the place that they're going to look to go is the PaidThru exchange. So that's what we're doing right now, is working on all these different connections. And then there's that. Now let's go over. Do you guys have any questions? I know I'm kind of jumping through everything now, but I want to go over the white paper next. Okay. So now the reason I'm going through over all these is I understand you guys, not you guys, I shouldn't say that, but some people don't like to read. And I know it's just been, how crypto's been. So it took me a hell of a long time to write this. So we're going through it. Okay. Introduction, we're just talking about, again, the value you provide. If there's one thing I want to get across in this video, is the value you provide. You deserve to get paid. You're going to see it all the time. Get paid. You should get paid. Why should Facebook get $10 billion, right? When the companies want you. So I want to keep that going through your heads, that it's you that have the value. This is not some cheesy giveaway. This is legitimate. This is the way the world should work. I mean, Jesus. Okay, going. This is just outlining, what we already know, and that's the rise of social media and the users. And this is just going to become more and more industry highlights. This is all just representing the growth of social media. And then here we get into the problem. How much money it costs versus what you get. And, I've known businesses that have taken a huge hit. When you start a business, you allocate budgets, and the big one is for marketing. And the way in the past you would do, cold calls or newspapers, and now it's digital marketing. And like I said before, you may have an incredible online business, a business that you've just opened, and you think it's the greatest business in the world. The problem is, if you can't market it, if you're not clever with how you do sponsored ads, you're toast. You're going to waste all your money, and no one's going to give a crap about you. So this really goes two ways. It's providing value to what you hold as a social media, but also helping out really, really good businesses, who need to be seen, who should be seen, who are offering amazing things that you guys are going to love and that you guys are going to be able to purchase directly through the exchange. So then we get into the problem. And then again, I discuss they're annoying, and 80% of all businesses fail. And this is where we get into, the big problems with corporations and the top 1% and who controls all that. And it's true. And I mean, the whole thing right now is a little deceptive, I find, with cryptocurrency and the centralized versus decentralized. And you got to look at it from the standpoint of a government and bank right now with companies, for example, who are starting an ICO. What is this? Like, they don't know what this is, what the value is. All they know is, it's this surge of people who are trying to overthrow them. So of course they're going to come at you with all these rules and regulations. And again, when it's just a digital, who knows what, again, the token, right? They don't know what it is. So it's value. You have to provide value. And we don't want to go straight along the line of, canceling out the government and not using banks, because let's get serious. You can't, should we just all start reading Braille tomorrow? Like, it's the same thing. We can't just expect things to go in one direction immediately. There has to be, a merger. And this is the way I felt to do it with the exchange, and the balance between centralized and decentralized, and getting a lot of people who haven't used crypto because they're, the stigma is to give them a place that they can transition to, that they start to understand how to use crypto. They can start to exchange for Bitcoin, but they still won't stray from the things that they need to sustain themselves as a business. It's just going strictly decentralized is a huge problem right now. And we've tried to find the best balance we can for where crypto is right now, for the world to which we live in is right now, and then set it up for, we can evolve to any direction that it goes. And that includes you guys with the platform. We want to have it so that, new technologies, new platforms, new forms of payment, we can integrate and work with all that and evolve with it. And it just becomes an ecosystem that essentially you guys have created for the own better good of everyone using the internet. I know I'm just rambling on here, guys. You guys, I see anybody got any questions or anything? We doing good here? Okay, opportunity. And again, I think there's a huge opportunity right now that's untapped, and it's specifically doing as we're doing. Like, you just look at the scope of it and how massive the sponsored ads are through social media. And trust me, that we're going to have new social media companies that come along. And again, we're going to adapt to that and just create a better way of exchanging between each other. That's the most important thing, and understanding the value. I mean, there's a lot of things that people can do. Look at Chris here, who does stickers, right, for the Telegram group. Those stickers are awesome. Chris should be able to sell those, right? And so we're giving Chris a place to do that. It's just opportunities. We want to provide opportunities. And again, the most important way we can do this is through community and starting to get people who understand what we're doing. With a community, think about this. We have, let's say, 10,000, 100,000 people waiting when the PaidThru exchange starts. Well, do you not think businesses are just going to flock to that? Because that's where all the community users are. I mean, it all makes a lot of sense. It's just a matter of getting people to understand. Yeah, they are really annoying. Right, and there are all sorts of ads that some you don't care about, right? Wouldn't it be nice to just have companies and businesses that suit you, that you see, and then ones that you have to choose, right? And that's how you get paid. And then it's just stuff that's going to fit your life, and business are going to be connected with consumers that are going to make their businesses run. It's absolutely right. And our solution is the exchange. And this is huge, guys. If you know me by now, shared prosperity for all. This is so important to me. And this even goes to, you can see for the actual token sale. I mean, I've invested a lot. I've developers already. Nothing's going to change. And what you're finding with ICOs and other projects is that you have huge investors who will come in, buy, you know, a big percentage of the token. Your ICO looks great, but then when you go to market, they just dump because it's horse shit anyways. What's so important to me is I want shared prosperity, and that goes right with the tokens. I want equality with the tokens. I don't want somebody to have a gazillion tokens just so they can dump when we go to market. I want community to control this, to make this into what I think it can be. And that starts with shared prosperity for all. I think it's so important. And then there's the circle of how the PaidThru exchange work. It's between social media users, online users, businesses, goods and service, internet entrepreneurs, the consumers, and then influencers. You know, not much is really looked at that, but if you are an influencer and you have a lot of followers, chances are that was a hell of a lot of work and a really good marketing strategy to get yourself that many followers. And you know what? You deserve to get paid more. So with influencers, we're going to have a section where if you have X amount of following, you know, if you want to pay somebody to do something, you can throw that out there. They can accept it or not. And that can go even to someone you want to send a message to. You can attach 50 cents. And if they want to accept it, then you can pay them for that. So it's just, again, opportunity after opportunity. And that's what we want to provide. And also it's going to evolve. We have a base platform of what we're doing. And then it's just going to evolve from there based on, you know, the people who use the exchange and what you guys want and what you guys actually develop within the exchange. So that's huge. This is the whole part, is again, going back to businesses understanding the value you hold, paying you, but then connecting you with ones that are really good for your life so that you can buy them again. It's not a matter of, I want to go in here, I want to get paid, and then I want to get out of the exchange real quick and dump. Again, we want to give you incentive to get paid with the tokens inside, and then also use them, you know, in the marketplace. And that could be a numerous amount of things. It could be your corner store who adapts to the PaidThru exchange in a year. And then you go and you know, whatever you buy, a coffee, and then boop. So that's long-term. What we're looking to do is, and again, how it's done, it provides instant transactions because your balance is actually pooled that we take care of. So it's one-click staking through the exchange. We provide you a balance, and then away you go from there. Any rewards that you earn, again, the amount of tokens, the amount of time spent, you're going to get all a bunch of rewards and low fees as well for that. So the ecosystem, again, this just speaks with business, you know, social media influencers, consumers, everything that makes up the PaidThru exchange. And then again, going into the paid token and the purpose of that and why we implemented it in the exchange. And again, we started developing the exchange prior to cryptocurrency, to blockchain. And it was doing research because we really needed the monetary item inside the exchange. And this was really difficult. And then through research, we discovered that it would be the blockchain. And then that's when I started to immerse myself into crypto blockchain communities. I wanted to see how everything sort of functioned, how the communities worked. And you know what? There's big problems right now, not only just with shit coins and no use cryptocurrencies. It's just mainly tech guys who don't really understand the value of the community and what's really going on. So I think we're going to see major changes with blockchain in the very near future. So, and this just tells you the main component of the exchange. And how this works is that you can connect whatever social media outlets you want, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. You never have to follow somebody, like anything. You're never forced to do anything. What we want you to do is connect with a business that works for you. And then what'll happen is the business can list their feed for whatever they want, $1, $2. And if you like the business, you like what they're doing, you can accept it. And then for 30 days, their information will start to flow for you through your profile. And what we're trying to accomplish by this is, again, not just saying, okay, you need to like everything, you need to RT and do all those sort of things. We want you to just start to understand what the business is, what they offer. And then, you know, if something comes up that you really like, sure, like it. If you think it's worth sharing, share it. But you're never going to be actually forced to engage. It's simply just to accept a business's feed. And then for 30 days, it's going to come through your profile. And so that's how it's continuous, feed through feed, that you can choose from 30 days to the next, so that you guys can get used, you can get, you know, businesses that are going to be, that work for you, that are going to be good for your life. Just starting to understand who they are and what they do. And that's the most important thing. They can also send you out, you know, discounts and coupons that you can print right off. But again, it goes to us wanting to set you up with business and brands that are going to work best for you. And again, it's, a business gets confused. Sometimes they will buy fake followers and they think the following amount is what's important. It's not. It's not at all. What's important is the engagements, because if you have 1,000 people who are RTing and liking, right, you got to remember that's all going to their friends and everyone sees that. So it's the engagements over anything. And here's an example of me doing the giveaways, improving this. For example, now 150 of Bitcoin, you can see the engagements that we got for that. $100. Now my point is, if you were to spend $100 on Facebook, you would not get anywhere near that, right? So it's what I was unable to do through giveaways was disperse the amounts properly like the exchange will do. It'll be much more organized, and the ability to do this will be, you know, on a scale of whatever it is, 10,000, 100,000 businesses, I hope, all selecting their specifics for it. So I was just limited to the one account right now, but I proved, you know, it works. And also what the paid token does is allow us to do, you know, $1 here, 50 cents here, no problem. Like, we can do those little amounts. And again, in how we use the token within the exchange, your fees are going to be reduced. It's going to be instant transactions, and you won't have to fumble with putting in an address, you know, trying to find somebody send you an address. It's just going to be like any other function you send. I have a few, if you haven't seen it yet, here's the wireframes. So this gives you a little bit of an idea of, you know, I tell everybody right now, what you're seeing is just a way to get the paid tokens. What you're actually going to see as far as the exchange when it launches is going to be completely different. You're still going to have, you know, your wallet. You can see your wallet here with all that, but what you're going to get when that launches is going to be completely different. I think it's going to blow your minds. And again, so that's just, you know, from a normal consumer who's looking to make some money, to spend their money, that's going to be their profile. And there's the business. I can get you a few shots of what the exchange profiles are going to look like. So that's, whoops, whoa. So there's some shots there just to give you an idea of, just to give you a look of the exchange and let you know, it's going to be entirely different. Hey, there's a business partner company on PaidThru. How can I? Yeah. So that goes into the KYC, right? We have to verify accounts and security as well. So that's what we're starting to do now. But again, you're going to have to verify yourself on the exchange. Otherwise, that's going to happen. So is this age where people create more? Yeah. Yeah. So that's something that we really had to look to eliminate, right? And people get mad at this. It is, but that's going to go on to and there's going to be a more verification process with the exchange. And I know people, they find that annoying, but again, it's for that exact purpose. We want to provide value to the business as well, right? And so yeah, that's extremely important to us, that if you want to get paid, and there's different levels that you will be able to get paid, from basic to, if you go through the works and you do verify yourself, you'll be able to make a lot more money and do a lot more things once we know that you are actually real. Yeah, that's a good point, and that's super important to us in the exchange for that reason, right? We can't have fake accounts and fake people. So we're going to set that up to be difficult anyways. Okay, now this just compares engagements when you're talking about other social media platforms. And again, how expensive that can be and what you get for it. You really have to know what you're doing to get that. And again, this goes back to, it's just a much more simple method when you're doing an ad right now. You're fishing for people, where at PaidThru, in the PaidThru exchange, they're waiting for you. This is what they want, and it's just a whole lot better. Marketplace, and again, this so people get paid. We want to match you up with the proper business so that you can use it in the exchange. We want to give you reasons to use it. We don't want you just to get paid and to dump. So that's, and I want to get into, obviously people want to know about the value with the coin. So yeah, we anticipate when the exchange grows, when we have a lot of people and we build a community, when you're staking these coins, the volume in the exchange are technically coins that are staked or held. So how we want to provide value is through the exchange, right? The more exchange that's done, the more volume in the exchange, the more tokens that are technically being held, the higher the value comes. But I don't want it to be a volatile. Do I want it to have more value? Absolutely. It would be horrible if there's crazy volatility within the exchange. That's why I have a higher supply, and that's why I anticipate the value of the coin will go up, but that'll be dictated based on the volume and the growth of the exchange, and it'll be more reflective on that on a smaller scale. When you're looking at anything through the exchange, as far as purchases or getting paid, it won't be, you can choose tokens, you can choose to look at it at Bitcoin, US dollar, and it'll all be reflective on that. So we want to make it really simple to use. Let's see here. Okay, it says recording. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we have to verify people in order to do this. Otherwise, just mega fake accounts doing exactly what we're trying to do against. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's, these are the things that we think about in the development, right? And those are one of the big things right off the bat is, again, we want to provide something that's going to be valuable to the business. So how do we do that? And that's huge, right? It's verification. And again, what you can withdraw, the amount of social media feeds that you can accept and get paid from business, they're all on a scale based on your verification, so that if you're not verified, or we don't really know who you are, you can't really technically do anything anyways. So there's not even an option to be able to do that unless you are properly verified. So yeah, that's a huge thing that we took into account. And of course, security in general, right? With crypto. So we have essentially layers of security. We have one where you're staking and you got the pool, right? And we have to have security in that, but then also algorithms directly within the exchange. But again, you got to go through almost 2 doors to get out. So we hope that, well, not hope, we've really looked at security options, both in the exchange, withdrawing from the exchange, and then in your wallets as well. So yeah, keep everything safe. Peer-to-peer, yeah, that's an option as well. You know, profile to profile, and it's all tracked. Again, we're not looking to go completely decentralized. We got to keep it real. But everything is instant. Everything is tracked. And again, this is how we're a business. I'm a tech business. I'm a tech company. So the value of the coin, for taxes or government, what is it? It's all outlined in the exchange. Exchange fees. So this is the huge advantage we have with using the paid token, and this is the big one, are the fees. We can drastically reduce your fees by doing this, by running a balance that we have electronically in the exchange. And we're talking huge fees. I mean, if you go to Fiverr or any of these places where you're offering a service, it's 15-20% of what you're selling, and that's huge. So what you can do with that, if we can, reduce that by 75%, which we absolutely can do, you can pass that back and reduce, these businesses can reduce their price to the consumer as well. So then you can start to see full circle how everything starts to come back. Yeah, so that's huge as well. And that's a big thing for people starting online. They really get a lot of fees taken. So you got to think, not only that, so whatever, 15-20% that you get, but then when you want to deposit it in your bank account, or there's fee upon fee. So you sell something for $100, by the time that actually makes it into your bank account, where you at $70. So that is a huge thing that's helped us a lot, is the staking and the fees, correct? And then again, this just comes into the different levels of security that we have, from the wallets to the transfer into using your balances in the exchange, and then everything that goes on within the exchange obviously it has to be secure tokens. So rewards, again, I don't know anywhere else where you can stake and then use your tokens, but this is exactly what's happening. And not only that, you're going to gain rewards as you use it, or if you're getting paid by some of these business consumers, not only are you going to get paid, but if you just hold that in your account, it's going to grow as well. You're going to receive the rewards based on that. And then here's a little illustration of how it works. So we are going to expand the wallets with the exchange. And again, I've already been talking to some pretty awesome people behind some coins that we're working on some big things. The smart contract, just you're holding it, gets transferred to your balance, and then all the things that you do once it's staked, there it is. And again, this goes into the membership ratings, where you have to verify yourself to certain degrees in order to make X amount of money. Rewards, we got it all. Token distribution, blah, blah. And again, I picked 3 billion. Now that I think about it, maybe maybe I should have done more. But again, the reason for that was to adequately present enough tokens that would represent volume occurring within the exchange. So that's where. So the idea of staking is to create a No, it's not. It's not to create scarcity. The idea of staking it is so that when you do, we're running it as your balance in the exchange. What happens when stake tokens are released? Well, then you have them back. So what happens is, take a look at what you have right now. You have however many paid in your wallet, right? That'll stay the same. So now what you're going to have is the option when we launch the PaidThru exchange to stake them there. And what that does, when you stake them, anything that you do in the PaidThru exchange, you have that balance. If you look at what is it, hit BTC, hit Bitcoin, how they kind of do that where it goes in the exchange. It's so when you stake, we carry that balance. So then when you want to exit your balance from the exchange, it gets released back into the tokens, and then you can exchange it for fiat, for Bitcoin, whatever else, and then move it right out of the exchange if you want. But there's kind of two different things going on. When you decide to stake, that means the coins are locked, but we're carrying the balance within the exchange. So if I'm a business, I'll need to have paid tokens, stake them, and then no, they're right away. You can do that for stake. They're just the rewards. It'll be outlined as far as what the rewards are, but you can use them right away. Okay, just distribution, roadmap, etc., etc. Or you can unlock your anytime. That's how we do it from how do I explain this? Yeah, you can stake and you can unlock at any point, all done within the exchange. It's just when you do stake them. So let's say right now, okay, you guys, the PaidThru exchange launches. What you have in your wallets right now will show up in your wallets. Now, with whatever paid tokens you have the option to stake whatever amount you want. But as soon as you do, when you use the inner workings of the PaidThru exchange, let me go back here. That's what you're able to use. So if I'm a company and I have 10,000 paid tokens, maybe I'll lock and hold 5,000, and then I can use them and I can distribute them as I want. Or maybe you earn, 2,000 over an amount of time. You can unlock them, take out 500, whatever it is, exchange it for Bitcoin, do what you want. But again, this goes into the process of why I was really adamant to provide a lot of things to purchase within there so that it makes sense. If you're receiving the tokens in there, you're also going to want to use them. Blockchain for the real world. I hope you guys understand what I mean by that now. Again, I come from a business background. I understand that. I know a lot of people. Is there a minimum or maximum to stake? That's a good question. I'm sure there will be, but not a whole lot. I mean, depending on the value of the token and what's being done in there, we'll decipher that. It won't be very high, but yeah. How can you? Yeah. Right. So the membership ratings are really, explain the membership ratings. It's how many paid tokens. It's basically the membership rating is how your verification, how active you are. You can kind of see this on different sites like Fiverr, where people can get rated and reviewed, so that what we want to do is over time start to identify to business who, like if you look at Upwork, you have people with rating and reviews, who these people are who are really, really valuable, who are going to be really good to your business. And maybe these people, they're going to offer a little bit more. So if you've been on the exchange for 6 months, you've got the time rating, you got a couple good reviews and ratings from people who really like you, you're great, you're going to have a higher rating, which allows you to accept more feeds, make more money, and also be exposed to ones that are a little bit more, because again, these businesses know you're going to provide an excellent service for them. So it's what we're trying to do is decipher our members through this, so that again, over time, we can start to really understand who the really valuable members are and connect those with. And then, yeah, the higher membership you go, the more hackers are everywhere. Just PaidThru exchange. Yeah, of course absolutely. That's huge. And that was really the first thing we started working on with the development team for the exchange was security. And that just the basic encryption, implement stronger. This is what I get from the developers. And again, in the meetings that I've had, we've discussed this thoroughly, and they're on cutting edge technologies themselves, right? They're building apps for high end companies. So security for them and for businesses right now, and the sophistication of hackers it's like a little bit of a battle. So that absolutely, hackers are everywhere. Yeah, they sure are. Well, we know that if the stakes are, yeah, it'll tell you that. It'll provide you all that information. How much is in your wallet, how much you have to use in the exchange, how long it's been, everything, your rewards. That's the one thing I think is really going to surprise a lot of people. Is right now with crypto, we're kind of on our own as far as some of these places that do have platforms, wallets and whatnot. This is going to make you feel like just a regular app that's using the paid token. So all these things, they're going to be all outlined. It's hard to explain now, but all these questions that you have now, they should seem simple. Can you tell us about the partnership? Yeah. So what the partnerships are now are me using network connections. Okay, this is going to go 2 parts. I'm really glad you actually reminded me of this. Are 2 things. Partnerships involve, like right now, like Fast Mask, Blue Star Nutraceuticals, 10Fed, these people that I'm starting to connect with and understand what we're doing, get involved with giveaways, who are going to be using the exchange. And also what I want to have happen is, one, for the community to understand, what we're doing, the value and the importance of business. And as the community grows, it's going to be my job to go and start networking with these people. But also, if you guys start seeing an online business or brand or something you think is really cool for PaidThru, you can reach out to them. You can give them your affiliate link, say, hey, this is going to be a great place to help your business grow. And then if they get on, you get the referral rewards. And then again, when they do something, it's an exchange. But right now, it's just for as far as partnerships go, it's all the networking connections that I have. Now, keeping this in mind, you also have to understand, for me, for a business to come in at this point, it really, really has to be done right. And it's one thing like we're doing right now to talk about this, and then it's always another thing when you can see it. So I'm trying my best to, but you got to understand that some businesses, they're still shaky. They hear cryptocurrency and they kind of cringe because they just think it's this entirely different thing as far as volatility goes, and they don't understand it. So we want to give them a platform that's a seamless transition, and that's going to help them. So about the partnership, yeah, so we're looking to do two giveaways a week. And that's, again, where I'm going to start to really delve into networks and connections and talking to people about. But again, with partnerships, it's trying to fill the exchange with as many people as we can to understand it, because, you don't want one investor who holds, who just comes in to invest in the token and then dumps, is what's seeing in the past. It's a lot of work. It has to involve the community for this to work, at the community growth, and then for you guys to understand the value, and then for the business to understand it as well. Is there any airdrop for PaidThru? Yeah, for sure. I'm going to be wrapping up the get paid to chat. Those are going to be the very first airdrops that we're going to do. And then, yes, I'm going to start to get into more airdrops now as we get going. My time's been spent. It was a whole 3 weeks, really, trying to get the ICO prepared. And now I'm getting back into the things that I like to do more, which is this digital marketing, talking to you guys, getting into doing airdrops. So yes, there's going to be, hey, what's up? There's going to be a lot of airdrops and fun things coming up in the near future. So with that being said, do you guys have any, I've kind of been rambling now for an hour. You guys got any questions? How we're going to rock this? And this is, what I keep telling you over and over, and I'll keep telling you, it comes down to community. It really does. And getting people to understand what it is we're doing. Again, I know it sounds cheesy at times when you say get paid and all these things, but it really is. You guys need to understand that the value you hold is, and this is me coming from 15 years of a business background. The majority, the average user does not understand how much value they have, and that if there is a platform like we're doing, businesses would be bending over backwards to get to it and to pay you. It's just, airdrop is live and more giveaways are live, especially our bounty. That's right. There's also the game, Lucky Six. I don't know if any of you have played that. Some of the amounts are getting pretty high. Oh, and we're going to be on the back end. You can currently where the Lucky Six is. That's where we're going to be doing bet on scores. And what that is we're just going to do one game a day. And then you pick the score. If you get the score exactly right, then you win. So that should give you guys the gist. Anyone who's watching this later, you lost in the Lucky Six. Should play again. The jackpot's pretty big right now. So other than that, that's basically it, guys. It really comes down to the PaidThru exchange. Everything about this project is the PaidThru exchange, and the value it's going to provide, for everybody, for the token, and it comes down to that. I played 100. Well, at least you won 4 times, right? Oh, you lost. How to play Lucky Six? Just go in your profile, and you'll see it in the corner. It says Lucky Six on the side left. So I think that's about it for now, unless you guys have any more questions. I've gone over quite a bit of things. And again, I think you get it now. I've been drilling in, but it's just understanding the value you hold, why you should get paid, how you're going to get paid, the value for business, for brands, for entrepreneurs, and the value for online users, all in an interconnected system. And that's really what we're trying to do. Community first. You need to, yeah, you do. Maybe one day I'll set it free for a day. You guys can have at it. How about that? So if you don't have any more questions, that's going to be about a wrap for today. How to convert Doge to pay. Okay, so I'll do it for you here. Let's see here. Going to test crap. I'm going to show you. I didn't know this one had a 2FA. Okay. So if you go to buy token, if you have a Doge, oh, I got 0.014. You can put it in there. So let's say you have 200 Doge. And then with the bonus, there's your bonus right now. And then you can buy. Actually, now that I'm in here, as far as price goes, people ask me, oh, wait, your price is moving around. It's 0.0097 US dollars. And again, this is me building a platform that's going to allow for a seamless transition. And one way to do that was setting the price that way. So yeah, it's going to rotate around that. Show what? Okay. So, do you guys have any more questions? I think I've gone through everything. And I'm going to continue doing this. I know as we get going, more people are going to have more questions that they're going to be need to address. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Fashionably late, showing up right at the end. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I'm going to say it one more time. It's the value you guys provide, and it's all about building the community right now. Once more people start to understand this, it should make sense for everybody in a big circle, and that's how we're going to roll. You guys all doing good? Anything else you want to talk about other than PaidThru and paid token and crypto? You want my point of view on anything else? Life? Politics? No? What? What do you want to know? I'm just kidding. If I started talking about politics, I'd be here all day. Oh, well, XRP is interesting. XRP and a lot of other crypto. This one's tough to explain because I think there's two different avenues now for cryptocurrency. You either have a cryptocurrency like XRP, like Litecoin, and some of these top 10s that really need to figure it out, where they're going, what their value is. And then here comes the development for that. And then on the other end, you've got companies that are developing now, specifically implementing the blockchain. And this is the huge surge we're going to see right now. When you look at all the cryptocurrencies and the huge wave that they did January, yes, it was manipulation. Nobody really knew what the hell anything was. And like, I'm sorry to say it, but it basically was just a big Ponzi scheme as far as the prices are concerned, because nobody was really using it for anything. Everyone just saw something that they didn't understand moving in price. So everyone said, holy shit, let's buy into this. And then you got to the point, well, what is this, right? And then that's where we're getting into now, where everything's being flushed out. The shit coins are being washed away. You have to have a purpose. You have to have value. And so that's where XRP is coming in. Yes, we'll have XRP. And that's the other nice thing with how we have the exchange. You see a lot of these cryptocurrencies, again, with looking for what they're going to use themselves for, but then competing with each other in these huge rivalries. We don't have to have these huge rivalries. If they have great cryptos, we can use them in the exchange and we can work with other cryptos. Doesn't that sound a lot more sensible than, saying the other person sucks because neither one of them knows what the hell they're doing? That seems like a better alternative to me. I don't know. Paid tokens. Yeah. A little bit nervous. I mean, I'm alive. It's kind of weird. XRP is creating really, yeah, absolutely. And that's what, and this is what's going to happen now. Again, Bitcoin, whatever it's at now, 3,000. Oh boy. 3,000, maybe it'll go down to 1,000, but I look at it like this. Look at the internet. In 1994, I was using the internet. I didn't really know what the hell I was doing with the internet. I was chatting with people. It wasn't until 1999 that I even needed to get an email address. And the only reason I did was because my college professor on the first day of college told me I needed to have one. So you look at the evolution of the internet from 94 till now, which really isn't a long time. And then you look at, what's developed from that. Cryptocurrency and blockchain is the exact same thing. It's people trying to figure it out. And then once they do, like I have, holy shit, the amount of development that you can come off of this. With respect to ICO, yes. I would say here's to answer your question with BTC price affecting the ICO. Absolutely it is. And again, unfortunately where we are, it's the conception of what a cryptocurrency is, the volatility of it, and not really knowing, which really puts us in a precarious spot because, yeah, is it difficult in the ICO would be? Yes. But that's why this is so important, is to say, okay, we had that phase where it was shit coins, it was volatility, almost Ponzi-like reactions. Now it's a matter of people understanding the real life uses for blockchain and how they can occur. And that's myself, and you're going to start to see, and we already are, a lot of different projects where this sort of development just takes time. And then once it is presented to the masses that they can use it, you're going to see it blow up again. But where am I going with this? Any crypto, that's doing well now, they're going to have to expand. And this also goes in two places like Fiverr and all these other places. They're going to have to adapt blockchain within the next few, and that's going to be a huge overhaul for them. And it's going to have to be necessary, and they're going to have to do it right. So not only, are cryptocurrencies looking for development so that they can use it in the sense like we are, high functioning websites, they're going to have to do a complete overhaul. So, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's tough where we are right now. Everything's dropping. But again, it's flushing away the shit, and it just leaves room for innovation and technology to come out of this and show its face And it's going to be a whole revival of technology, much like the internet when we started to see eBay and then later on with Facebook and the evolution. How we saw with the internet, you know, is going to be the exact same thing with blockchain technology. And there's a lot of people who are figuring it out, and a lot of, you know, developers and very intelligent people who are just starting to understand what this can provide for them. So the space that we see now, when we look at this in 5 years, it is not going to be anywhere, you know, the same sort of landscape. Yeah, that's exactly it. And that's how I look at it as well from the .com. Same thing. I try and go back and I look at what I was doing in 1994 on the internet. I don't even know what I was in a chat room. I didn't know. Yeah. That's right. All of those. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's a combination of everything, of all the resources that everyone uses interconnected into one platform. And again, no matter what comes in the future, we can evolve and we can implement that into the platform. And this is why I've said all the time, painstaking to write out the development of the exchange. All the things you guys are asking me now all had to be thought of. It wasn't like, oh yeah, this sounds neat, just figure it out. We did have to figure it out. And all these little details came into play that we had to fix, or not fix, but, you know, think about so that it would work. Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. Community, guys. This is where it comes down to now. How important you are to this project is getting people to understand this is legit. We're going to be doing real things. We're going to be providing opportunities for just about anybody who uses the internet. I know this is difficult for people to understand, and we do have our backs against the wall with this right now, but you hit it. You hit the nail on the head right there. It's just getting people to understand. I'm going to keep putting, here's the other thing. Why is somebody anonymous? Like why was the Unabomber anonymous? Why was the Boston Strangler anonymous? Geez, I don't know. Maybe because they're doing dirty shit. Same thing with crypto. People are putting all their money into Count Chocula, leading the way. Well, yeah, I still think Satoshi is Elon Musk, and the biggest reason why I think that is because you look at what Bitcoin was in January, right? 19,006 US, and how many? You imagine how much money you would have to have when Bitcoin was at $20,000 for you not to let any of those go. You got to have mad money to leave that. No way. I don't believe that. I know. I don't believe that. I think it's Elon, and I think it goes back to being pissed off about PayPal, and he got that massive payout from PayPal just I think around the same time that Bitcoin started. So you would, let's think about this. You would have to have immense wealth, right? To have that many Bitcoin and not spend them. But my point with you see a lot of anonymous people, and yeah, you're going to be anonymous for a reason, because you want to get away with bad shit, right? So I'm going to try and do my part. I'm going to keep getting in people's faces as, you know, the representation of this, a real person. I got a LinkedIn account. Everything that we're doing, I want to be super transparent with you and with everybody else. As we go, there was something else I wanted to say. I forget now. I'm losing my thoughts. I think that's it. Again, it's just getting people aware of what we're doing, and I know that's hard. But yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's what I wanted to say. So in doing so, this is going to start tomorrow. I'm really excited to do the promotion with TenFed. Like I said, they know what we're doing. I've talked to the guys. They're going to be in the PaidThru exchange. We're going to be doing a giveaway with them. We're going to start to and talk about companies and people and the benefits that they're going to have for the exchange. Get them in front of you guys, get the giveaways, and start to provide an example of what it is we're doing. So it's going to start with 10 Fed. They're great guys. For every item that they sell, they're feeding 10 people that are hungry. And I think they've fed like 800,000 people now in the 4 years that they've done. And also, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, the guys at 10 Fed and myself, we've talked about partnering with Roberto Alomar. They know Roberto Alomar, the former Major League Baseball player, his manager, and going down to Puerto Rico next year and doing some things where with the PaidThru exchange going, I can really help communities that have been devastated. And that's the one thing with the system. We can start to put some money into businesses who can disperse it to their communities, who can then use it to purchase things back with them. So that's what we're going to be doing, and we hope to get down to Puerto Rico. But my point here, I'm rambling, is that we're working with real businesses, established businesses, and that's what we want to keep on doing. And we can provide them as an example, you know what I mean, where now next week, a business who might be interested, they can see what we've done with 10 Fed. We can see what we're doing with Fastmax and whoever else. Instead, businesses can start to see the value in what we're doing. So the giveaway is really important. And again, it's hard right now because you come across sometimes as a cheesy giveaway type thing, but the whole purpose is it's providing an example. So that we're looking to do that tomorrow. So actually tomorrow, the giveaway is pretty big for us, being our first collaboration promotion with an established business that's going to be in the exchange. So tomorrow's pretty big for that. We want to keep that going. So in conclusion, guys, I want to thank everybody who spent their time and chatted with me. If you have any more questions, I'll give you a few more minutes here. But other than that, I think we went through everything. And thank you guys for everything that you've done for me. I mean, to have this vision and it is complex, and now to have a group of you who've supported me since the beginning, who believe in what I'm doing, it means a lot to me. I really appreciate that, and I just hope that we can keep the momentum going. And like I've said, the bigger the community gets, the more businesses that are going to want to use it, the more people that are going to want to join the community, and then away we go like wildfire. You know what I mean? So other than that, I will see you all in Telegram. I want to get doing lives more often, even once a week, where maybe I'll set up a channel in Discord where you guys can ask questions, or anyone who has questions can be directed there, and we can do a recap once a week for an hour to go over things. But other than that, I want to thank you guys. Look forward to the giveaway tomorrow. And I think that's about a wrap, guys. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later.